Welcome back, Pisces, to Pisces TV. We are about to get started with your finance read for your domestic matters. And I love that Taurus is here. I love that Venus is here. The sun is here. We got some sugar. Okay. And a lot of things. I think it's pretty exciting. It's a two-way street and it's some good news. So buckle up. Let's go ahead and get started with the reading as I prepare to get some of the additional tarot cards out for you. I do have a pre-shuffled selection here, and we're going to shuffle some out live. And at the end of the video, you'll be able to pick a number or a card and ask your questions. So go ahead and set those intentions as we get started. Now, how could we do a finance reading without the finance cards? Okay, we got some money, we got some gold, and we're going to talk a little bit about it as I give you this ASMR to get us on the good foot here. It's kind of late, so I think that's why my sexy voice is on. My cracking sexy voice. Okay, so I have your cards here. Give them a good flipper flapper. Ooh, I see Temperance and I see the Five of Wands. I see why. Okay. All right. Competition, competitive. Getting that energy up with that Sun card. Having divine aid. Ooh, look. 8 Wands twice. The 8 Wands was the card that came out to start the reading all together. I am not mad at that. I'm going to take three finance cards for us. We're going to get what's needed. Oh. I got 6 pentacles, 6 cups. We got the Chariot with this Page of Cups at the bottom. So for some of you, there could be an offer on the way and controlling that fish in the cup. For some of you that have this cup, may have received some abundance or is about to. Geez, that's crazy. The second card out, we do have Capricorn. We got the Devil card here, and we got 5 Wands. Just petty, frivolous. Everybody got a stick, just fighting for it with the 8 of Swords. So it's a collective kind of thing. Don't take any of it personal. This could be the energy in the environment. It may speak to some transits. I know sometimes when Venus or Jupiter is showing out for us and the environment, we be having haters and stuff like that. Also, it gives a lot of insight about our own behaviors. Some of us, how we respond to things internally, right? How we respond to having abundance, how we respond to wanting abundance, how we respond to competitive environments. We're going to talk about that. But I do see a generous offer. There's a lot of generosity with this and emotional fulfillment with it. There's some news. Okay, hello? Because I'm waiting on a call or two myself. Okay, you could receive some communication from that organization. Can you run our coins? Look at that. With the King of Coins. Can you run our coins? For some of you, it's a person. If there is something energetically tied to you, a spiritual kind of thing, soul contracts could be involved. We did talk about that. I'm just being nosy. There's a celebration. There's a trine. And I like that. Sometimes I said that when there are trines, there's favorable energy. And we just want to make sure we're using it properly because the devil is here. Okay. We're going to put the devil at the bottom of the deck over here. And go ahead and get started with the reading. I think I am going to also shuffle out so that I don't forget the oracle cards for your finances. Assets is at the bottom of the deck, and transformation is here. Okay. Cool. Asset said I'm staying. We have healing with the Ace of Cups. See, okay, I knew it with that Page of Cups trying to keep the fish in the cup, and then we got Source here helping and holding it. You feel me? So that's good. A lot of handouts. Okay, so there might be some handouts or some adjustments. So let's get a reward. It's on the horizon for some of you. Bottom of the deck, we got shopping. And we have mentor. Like, you better use that while you got it, that advantage or whatnot, because she's looking at maturation. So just someone who may have some expertise in some areas of your interest. Let's see what we got for the Six of Pentacles. We have composure, amusement, and damage. Okay, which may talk about calmness being necessary in a situation, natural talents that some of you may have, and or a financial loss is involved. And I knew that because initially I got the loss when I saw the devil with sugar, where we thinking the glitter is the gold or whatnot. But then I was corrected by Spirit with this oracle card over here to not see it one way. So I was just like, that's super dope. Thank you. I will take that into consideration and actually read that card first. Rewards, composure, assets. I feel like you're going to come into a lot. Some of you have come into a lot. I don't want to speak it into like it's going to. No, it's here now. So some of you, you're coming into a lot. Rewards, composure, assets. Or some of us are just trying to hold it together. Okay, you can't let them see you fold. There may be children involved. We have May. This involves May, because I know Mother's Day is this month, right? This Mother's Day card has been coming out a lot. I do believe it's connected to our Queen of Cups as she sits here. Meditation did come up in my shuffle, so you guys keep that in mind. Okay. And we have rewards. Your hard work is paying off. Your performance is gaining attention. So we have gaining attention, control over yourself, and this is the right time. Your future promises stability, beloved. I love that. I definitely love that. So as I stated, let's start here, because I always start the readings now with the crystal cards. This one is super pretty. Look at that. It looks like a watermelon, right? Or some kind of candy. Watermelon, tourmaline, love, balance, and clarity. Look at that. Composure, balance. We have Gemini, Virgo, Venus, Saturn may be involved. So check the transits or where they fall in your chart. Relationships are the currency of life. And watermelon, tourmaline raises awareness of soul agreements and your impact on other people's lives. This crystal is supercharged to activate the heart chakra, creating a divine connection between you and your higher self. Like the watermelon, it teaches you to enjoy the sweetness of life. And that's why I said, when I saw the devil come out with sugar, I was just like, who? Is there some overindulging? Or I feel like there may be a fear of, and that may need to be released, because this card came out, like I said, to correct me and remind you about the sweetness of life. Remembering good things often takes time to ripen. Watermelon tourmaline balances masculine and feminine energies, connecting your heart chakra to both the physical and spiritual aspect of yourself. So I thought this was super dope when I read this, because it teaches you to enjoy the sweetness and remembering. Now, initially when I read the card, I felt this need to remember to help us with the visualization, to get this manifestation to come in, or whatever this energy is that's unnecessary, causing stagnancy to go out. Okay. There's also something about acceptance. Accepting that what it is what it is, or what we've done is what we've done. And it takes awareness and honesty with ourselves to say, I have done this. Okay. This has been done. I may have did something. And it's like, I have to rest in that and accept it. And it may involve an offer and or assets. Okay. You done bought that Lamborghini with that stimulus and from a few years ago. And you got to lay in that bed. Go ahead and get that service done. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the spring. And spring is now. So when I saw summer, for those of you that may not have received this generous offer, okay, and or is dealing with some tricky energy, it may have something to do with the near future. As we have summer is connected to the Six of Cups. And then, like I said, the sun is here. So for some of you guys, it may involve children. Okay. And receiving some sort of reward. So keep your composure. Like when you get it, don't fuck it off. No, I'm just playing. I'm not playing, but I didn't think that was going to fly out of my mouth like this. So it did. A lot of you guys are used to me. It's a family situation for some of us because, like I said, this card often reminds me of the Ten of Pentacles, but it has Ten of Cups vibe. And then it gives that 10-10 energy. 10-10 is programming. 10-10 is like 101, 101, 101, like in the Matrix, coding. Some of you guys may be interested in that. Others of you may be receiving downloads, and this information or this download that you may receive could bring you a very wealthy income. I don't know if we got some Bitcoins and stockbrokers, some investors. Those of you maybe just channeling energy, meditate more, okay? Staying active to improve your health, because an idle time may be the devil's workshop, child, and we ain't gonna sit and eat our lives away, okay? They do say when there's a need for sugar in our lives, there's a lack of somewhere. So that's a challenging thing for some of us in the environment, is this feeling of lack. And I feel like taking action, because you may have it in your chart where you have this Piscean energy, the martyr, this I gotta wait and see, this I got the idea, but I haven't started it because it has to be perfect. There's something that is going to get your attention. Okay, somebody might want that smoke. Now, I noticed that the fire is under the feet. The feet have been coming out in some of your recent readings that I've done this week or yesterday. And the feet are on fire. Capricorn is very disciplined and determined. And I thought about Hilarion. I might look into this deeper for our soul purpose reading. It's coming up after this. The general reading and the love reading is posted. This is your finance reading. And it reminded me, when I thought about the goat, I remember Hilarion being number 51, one of the archangels or something like that. Very beautiful energy. If not 51, like 28, which is like a second deacon Pisces energy, King of Cups, Queen of Cups energy, Cancer and Scorpio energy. Okay. But it made me think of that. The goat, Hilarion, but instead of the 51, it's the 15. So I was like, I have to look into that. However, it was accompanied by sugar. And it seemed as if for one moment, I almost saw sugar one way, and spirit was like, no. For some of us, if there's some codependency, self-sabotage, there's a need to remember how it feels if you can envision it, moments of bliss and happiness. Now, in this particular deck, sugar talks about sacred sweetness, just like our opening card, pleasure and attraction. And for some of you, there's a strong, and when I say strong, magnetic attraction between you and something that you may be attracting in the near future. And that's why you're going to have to keep your composure, because it's a lot, or there's a lot at stake. Okay. Oh, how sugar dances on the tongue. No matter how intellectual and scholarly our pursuits, sugar reminds us of our longing for simple pleasure. Until the 12th century, and look, you got the 12 card here, the hangman, and 12 for my Pisces. Since the 12th century, need for sweetness, that makes no sense. Until the 12th century, our need for sweetness, there we are. It is, after all, one of the 5 essential tastes. It was fulfilled by raw honey offered by the bees. And if you were in the general reading, group 4, you got the queen bee. Now the queen bee, I looked into it and it gave some insight on prosperity and abundance. Like sometimes when you see bees, and it wasn't the worker bee, it was the queen bee. So if you resonate with bees and want to look into that, go into it, or just make sure you check out that reading. It says that this material has many medical properties, the raw honey, and was known in alchemy as a sacred elixir. Now, most of our sources, don't let me forget, most of our sources of sweetness, both literally and metaphorically, are highly processed, and it's defined for us by the culture of consumption. So consumption with the devil here is where, it is polarity. So I'm glad I do have the capacity to see things both ways. This card calls for us to explore simple sweetness in life. You can add tenderness to your alchemical experiment, and joy, and laughter, and it's likely that the pleasure you crave will not be found from manufactured means, but from childlike wonder residing in the heart. Like attracts like. The power of attraction. So for some of us, there's this need to feel deserving. Because I've read it. I've been doing natal charts since I was like, I don't know, in junior high, child. And when I saw it, it helped me understand myself, and it helped me break free, because if something isn't me, quote unquote, and is a transit or an archetype or something that was written in a book, it ain't me per se. I just may have some of these archetypes. I may have some of this personality or perspective, so it can be adjusted. So when I saw that, when I engage and I read things, it helps me understand that I can break free of that, because there's no golden rule. It just existed before I was even born, and I don't have to be that way if I don't want to. So I was like, I don't care what soul contract I got or what I came here for. I don't want to be no martyr. Because as Pisces, we're so caring and passionate, and wherever the Aquarius is in my chart, want to stand up for something and rebel and lead the new world. And that's what's up. But I chose the heart. I chose happiness and joy. I chose this innocent, childlike energy where I'm constantly exploring, and most importantly, comfortable and happy, not living up to an expectation of a transit or an aspect of my chart or repeated behaviors from a past life or something like that. So keep that in mind. There's something in the air, or Pisces, for whoever you are, or all of you in the collective, because attraction has been, now we 2 for 3 in your readings. There's a strong message about attracting. Like attracts like, and understanding that, to be observant, to be aware. And then this says to even accept and sit there. And some of us, we're accepting and we're sitting in the smoke. The smoke is an alarm. Now imagine the hangman sitting here hanging, and an alarm goes off. Do you think that's going to bring some awakening to the hangman, some awareness to the hangman? Well, we're going to wake up and stand up and say, who art thou? What are they? Or something like that. And it may not be as philosophical as it appears for all of you. It could be something, like I said, very physical. There is messages coming in. There are messages. There may be movement and travel. It just talks about action in a fast-paced kind of like environment. So for some of you, that's why there's a need to work. All right, that's where the rewards come in at. You may be receiving a message about rewards. There's an offer where you receive a message about some sort of reward. And it's giving me like chariot vibes a little bit too, because the horse had that emblem around his neck, like I already won. So this is an actual reward, like being given something for whatever they did in this picture. Hard work pays off. And this gaining attention, this attraction, you're gaining attention and attraction. And source is helping with it. Your guides and ancestors, or whatever y'all believe in, are helping with it. However, there could be a request, because I can see it. I can see ancestors, archangels, ascended masters, your higher self saying, tap in a little bit more often. Okay, because I'm gonna help you and I'm gonna guide you and I'm walking you through this. But what determines when we receive and when we have to wait? Because the scales are with the waiter. But I think the waiter the winner though. When I saw that in the world card, the foot of the star on that clock is on Libra. This is the scale here. And if you say, well, Montana, what the fuck does that even mean? I don't know. But I noticed it on the world card, some of them, because they could be designed differently. But the lady had her feet in the position of the hangman. How his is like in that 4 position, looking like the Jupiter symbol. That's sacrificial. I done seen that somewhere, where there's an acceptance of one's fate, of the ritual, and almost like a martyr kind of energy. But ain't no martyr in the world card. So there's a connection there. And I believe that something initializes, or there's an initiant of some sort. But that's just one phase, or a beginning phase of it. And as we turn, okay, it becomes something else. And now that I think about it, if Pisces is up top at 12, down at that foot is 6. And it talks about polarity, right? That's how we get the Pisces Virgo kind of shindig. Virgo energy is all about work, baby. And anxieties and trust issues. So watch that. And being an empty vessel, because I ain't going to even go there and get blackballed. But, you have some artists that are Rihanna. And then you have some artists that aren't. They can be fed and given instructions and master that and be great. You feel me? But then there's this natural kind of thing, this attraction of abundance. And she did that. Because there are other artists that have diamond records that have the attention of the planet. They didn't become billionaires in their 30s at all, even. So keep that in mind. So like I said, for the hangman here, that is my Pisces. And as advice or some sort of outcome, it just tells us to accept whatever we did here or whatever happened here. And then in that acceptance, I feel like composure. Some of you may be offered something, and it's just this generosity and reciprocity. It also talks about who's giving and who's waiting, or maybe receiving some sort of support. Some of you, when it comes to receiving support, if that devil card is in shadow, that's codependency, codependent on, asking. A lot of my Pisces ain't got that. Yeah, they rather hold their breath till they turn purple than ask somebody for something. And this woman looks like she might be doing some breathing techniques. So we're not holding our breath. If you need to ask for help, do that. We're not going to self-sabotage a situation or miss an opportunity Okay. Others of us, it's about realizing, regardless of what's being offered and how generous it is and how alluring this opportunity or person may be, it's not the material that's going to fulfill you. Now, for those of you, if this involves like your gifts and your abilities and your talents from a past life, health improvements, downloads, staying active, receiving messages may help you to remember things that you've already reaped rewards for, and maybe even pulling them back off into this your life, into this 3D underworld or whatnot. We have what looks to be like the universe, even though it's sugar. Source could have just wanted me to see what this looks like, and it looks like a faraway place that's just beautiful. It's everything somebody would love, and it's out in the atmosphere. It's above us, okay? Above ground, above 3D. So you got 3D, you have the world, you have the underworld, which, you got to be shaking and jiving to be wealthy in the underworld, child. Okay, cutting corners and finding loopholes like Neo. Okay? But here, out there, it's ample. It's enough. It's like what it's made of. So maybe not even knowing anything different. And maybe that's what could help us with some of our visualizations, is not seeing anything differently from what you're trying to manifest, because it's something that could be keeping one stagnant, or it's something that we're waiting on. And now this smoke is giving me like a fog. The smoke could turn into a fog. Now, it's not confusion. I don't want to confuse nobody. It's not giving me 7 cups. But I mean, if the smoke smokes for too long, it does become a fog, yeah, in the environment. Where here there's clear, there's the sun, it's bright. I see each aspect individually, but here it's all running together. And then here, I don't see it at all. I feel that focusing on the individual as a whole may be rewarding and controlling our emotions. I wonder what this offer is. Who wonder what this offer is? Because I'm nosy. We're going to see, because I am a little bit nosy. Okay. For some of you, there's that Queen of Cups. I did say that this outcome situation it has something to do with mid to late May. Maybe a new beginning. Ooh, I don't know. Okay, the Empress is abundance. And this is mastery. Now, if there's a relationship in a situation, child, it's between the conscious and the subconscious mind, and being released from the umbilical cord or the womb, whatever comfort zone we had, because the umbilical cord is cut and the food begins its journey. And that's the relationship here. We have Venus and the sun. This is Venus. That's the childlike energy. And it's a folklore. It's a little bit tacky. The insinuations that people made between some queens and goddesses of the past and their creations. But I try to look at it metaphorically, like you and something that you created heighten your relationship with each other in whatever way. Okay. There could also be a family demographic where we have a married woman and a child, and then we have her husband, but his counterpart ain't her. Yikes. I don't think that's the message. It might be what's going on with some of us sitting here listening, or in the environment, so keep that in mind. But I feel like it has more to do with your subconscious and your conscious mind. Abundance and new beginnings, and freeing yourself from liberation or things that keep you stagnant. But let's shuffle. Okay. Oh, we have the star and a choice and a journey. And don't nothing piss you off worse than somebody telling you chose to come here. You chose this path. I did I? Okay. We also have the lantern, right? It's the star and the lantern guiding the hermit. We have some of you that have extreme gifts and abilities, some mystics here. And it does talk about the physical and the spiritual, because the physical isn't going to change happiness for all of us. It may be emotional. There's the hangman. Ooh, with the choice, there's a decision. Deciding one's path and one's fate. That's destiny. Fate was written in the stars. Destiny is your choices and perspective and actions toward that. And it could change. Okay. I got the 9 of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands, another ace. Okay, you did all that to give me this. Cool. I'll take it. All right. There's a needle in a haystack, and you're going to have to focus to find it. That's where the reward is. Look, I appreciate that. The moon is in the reverse. Oh, thank you, because I almost forgot. Don't forget the moon. Okay, cool. And I told y'all to remind me, even though y'all didn't know what y'all was reminding me about. Thank you, Spirit, because Pisces did not remind me because they didn't know what to remind me about. But see, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm going to sit this here because I can't forget. It's just so much goodness. Wait a minute, man. 5 swords, the challenging thoughts, the conflict of interest, holding our focus, getting in receiving mode, and integrity and fairness. Oh, okay, that's the King of Wands right there with an Ace of Wands. So creation and energy, a new budding something, or rather, that's fertility. That's the magic stick. Hey, and God give it to you, or source, or whoever, because all of the shamans, the great ones, they had staffs or whatever. And you could be getting one of those. Some of y'all, it's the cup. So that is a gift. You can't be like, you always talking about gifts, all these readings, I ain't got nothing. Well, if there is a cleanse of some sort, emotionally, energetically, subconsciously, that's helping you attract differently, pay attention. Now, my point I was trying to make, then we have judgment. Somebody's not using their judgment. Somebody may be receiving a judgment. Excuse me, because it almost wanted to come out in reverse, just like the moon card. And that judgment is a decision. It also talks about it is just like this world card in my hand. It is meant to be. It had to happen. Okay. It's so much that here, man, I can't even, I'm trying to hold my thoughts. Me holding my thoughts. There's a lot about balance here. See, look at that. Balance, justice, integrity, intelligence, some alchemical shift helping, intertwining with you. And it's a divine star. For some of you, this ancestor or guide that you have could be a feminine energy. Ooh, child. Okay. Look. I can't even get to where I'm trying to get. Jesus Christ. It took a long time. But finally, some of you guys may be getting into homes, getting that happy ending, the family life, a place where you all could be after moving through the waters, away from financial trouble. That's Archangel Raphael. I did notice that this particular figure is the same figure in some of the despair cards. I thought that was a trip. And also in the 3 of Pentacles, the dude who pouring out the cup in the collaboration had on the same outfit. Now, unless they all dressed alike back in the day, and they did, but he had on the same colors as this figure, helping somebody. Now, child, that's just techie. Now, I just want to jump the gun for whoever is in that family situation. I know somebody like that who would be the perfect stepdad, but struggles with their own. You want to go save some broad from her situation, but poured out a cup in your own. I just had to say that because I was like, that is crazy. But others of you, your mind, your head, the head of household, leadership, Aries season, coming out of it, still intact, moving forward, doing something that you love, or after receiving it, you're going to be very happy about this cup, this thing, because somebody wanted the wand. Somebody wanted attention and attraction, maybe to a business, to their finances, in a relationship, whatever the case may be. And you're going to get that support. Others of you, it was just, I just want to be happy. And I want to be happy on my journey. Okay? And someone is leading with their heart. Even in like head over heart situations, you can do, it's safe to, lean on that heart a little bit. I don't always strongly encourage people to do, heart over head. And that's probably why the Queen of Cups didn't initially come out, but some other cards that represent her did. Anywho, I love that though. This happy ending or receiving some sort of information from an authority figure, a company, or something like that, with this offer that's gonna make you feel good, and I think you waiting on it, and they owe you it. Others of you, it's just a stroke of luck and wish fulfillment. Now, here is the sun. Here is awareness. Here is this allowing us to move forward creatively, having the energy. Now, some of us, if your drive is dwindling, watch your diet. All right, what you focusing on, and make sure we meditate. Now, what I wanted to say about the moon was, there is a Pisces moon today. I think it's a waning crescent moon, and during the waning crescent moon, I think visualizations are important. I actually have notes, like I wrote all this down. I didn't want to remember it, but what I'm going to do is take the things that I have been studying and putting it on this channel, as well as I think it's the Quantum Healing and NLP station, and I have the Star Meta station. A Star Meta station is going to be horoscope and astrology and our conspiracy theories and mysticism and stuff. The Quantum Healing and NLP is binaural beats, guided meditations, Reiki information, because I don't proclaim to be no Reiki specialist, but I can find information, and I have a gift with the divine that works through me, child, to guide or connect you to the guide, child. So be on the lookout for that. But Pisces moon is very important when it comes to the Kundalini energy and moving that energy from one base upward, okay, into the mind, the head, the brain. And if you say, what are you talking about? See, that's why I got all these different channels, so we can put stuff in its appropriate section. But it's about moving the energy up the spine into some favorable aspect of the back of your mind, child. And it's supposed to give you some, glow like that, the last dragon, and you are forever changed type deal. And moving around like one of them people who got stabs in the book back in the day. So there's that. Whether you want to use that for materializing things or accomplishment in your journey to be who you're supposed to be. But I didn't want to forget that. So there is a Pisces moon today. Take advantage of it. All right. I didn't forget. Yay. All right. We have Sagittarius, Aquarius, Libra. For whatever reason. What else? I think I dug into that. Oh, what was all this? Okay, yeah, we got the World card. We got completion. Ooh, the Tower. Oh, okay. So I ain't tripping. There goes the Seven of Cups. But we also have clarity. And we end this thing that we do in boredom. See, I knew it. The sugar, the overeating, the things that we do when we bored, how we deal with rejection, transforming. Some of us, this cup, it's like you have plenty of things to be happy about, And here this cup is coming to give you something else, and you like, well, that ain't doing it, because it's not material. It's energetically, it's consciously, it's subconsciously. Oh my God. And for my content creators, or those of you that have businesses or want changes in your work life, or if you retired, it just says that it is not the material thing. It's not what you have or how it looks. It's not, oh, people not supporting me because of this, that, and the other. Nope. I know this sometimes it's hard to hear, but that's why the hangman is there, to accept that it's in the energy, it's in the subconscious, it's in the approach, it's in something else outside of something physical, because you got what it takes. You could do it, whatever you're trying to do. But this is, I don't want that, which means I probably want something else. And for others of us, we have boredom. Okay. And I'm noticing the Hierophant standing over here. Greeting, spirit. Like, hey, yeah, so great one. I put on my good outfit for you. But the woman is looking away and the child is looking at it. So there's an innocence. And see, she's looking away because of, what have you heard about skeletons and pale horses? You know, what the Hierophant teacher that got her behaving this way? What is her beliefs about spirituality? For some of you guys, maybe you have gifts and abilities and want to do something a little bit more creative, but what are your religious beliefs? Some of you are holding in or transmuting tension. And those of you that are not, meditation is key, and is your solution to living through that dark night of the soul in temporary situations. It also talks about, in general, or the plan. Okay. And some of you may be planning to take a trip. Okay. Your trip, getting out what do they say? The trip, getting out the group chat. Now, for somebody that's at the drawing board trying to figure out the fruits of my labor, two things can be true. You could have worked really hard, but then there's also some bullshit holding you back. Subconsciously, in your approach and the confusion, maybe the moon is here, right? The sun and the moon with the Seven of Pentacles does give us this perspective. The sun helps the seeds grow, especially with the King of Wands. The King of Wands is the seed shooter. Right? And also sometimes the energy that could be the tension, right? And when we talk about energy and tension and messages, how somebody perceives, it could be attention deficit. Take us a minute. We got to get it together and stop giving them so much damn sugar, and it wouldn't even be like that. Watch their intake and teach them how to meditate. So that's kind of cool. What could be coming in summer? I'm gonna leave these out here because whatever's been said has been said. Let's see what could be coming in summer. And what did we have to learn from the spring? I'm nosy. I think it has something to do with the card that we started with, but we'll go spring because spring is now. Patience and or the marathon. It's like, are we going slow because of Lagarthe, or are we learning how to pace ourselves for the finish line, the path? See how it go both ways. Two things can be true. The Two of Wands, the ship's coming in. I can see them. I'm waiting. I'm excited. I'm looking at this wand, and I had this one got me here. I'm holding this two. I'm loving this, right? Patience may be involved. Yeah, because there are some challenges. There has been some challenges. And that's probably how the Eight Wands come together. Now, I do like this. It happens. I heard it, and I'm honest. I watched tarot on YouTube, and I've been watching her for some time. And that was the first time I ever heard of the terminology. She called it spiritual something, where I don't know what word she used, but it's an aggressive energy, or like a lashing, like enough is enough, like somebody's putting their foot down or something. it could be angry, it could be tense, it could be, something that could bust a blood vessel, but it may have been cleansing and or necessary, and it may even have intensified the attraction, right? Now, I understand that, but I had never heard the terminologies that she used to explain it, and I chuckled because it was a Pisces reading, and that has happened to me. Like that old cookie cutter, love and light, meditating, maybe if it's not for me, if it's for me, and, settling and accepting, that is sweet because some have done that, and that's great. You've done it a lot, and that sort may talk about a new perspective. No disrespect, and it's cool, right? I have noticed though, sometimes it takes catalyst, it takes things within ourselves or in our environment to just get some energy somewhere, especially if we just ain't really motivated, and or we too composed in this underworld. A lot of my star seeds and divine beings and Pisces and passive aggressive individuals that don't want to be competitive. I don't want to be rich. I don't want to be competitive. I don't want no smoke. But you want something. And there's some energy necessary to heighten that intention to get it to you. So I can understand that where this seems competitive and tense, but this has something to do with waiting and you're close. And I can imagine somebody that has had a long, journey, close, and then having this angst in them, and how that could be favorable, and how it may not be, but it may be some wish fulfillment. Others of you need to ground ourselves, okay? Not over drinking, but maybe slightly. Watch that. Overindulging, drinking and stuff like that. Maybe want to watch that. See, look, watch that. But there could be some wish fulfillment. Oh, look. And some energy coming in. A divine union, a relationship for others of you, and or just some changes in something that you've been battling. Some of you, like I said, you're receiving some coins or a communication about some coins. Hello, right here. And I think it's a lot. And you use your intelligence and keep your composure with how you deal with that. Okay. So however they go. And did I forget anything? Yep, I almost did. See, I told you guys pick a number 1 to 3. We're gonna shuffle out the cards for your questions. I almost forgot. I ain't gonna forget. All right, so group 1, question 1. Let me make sure y'all just got one card. I be tripping. 2. Okay. Cool. 3. Okay. Because 2 of them came out. It's not fair. I'll do collective. A year from now. They came out yesterday for somebody. So you in here watching. Source says no. Okay. So they ain't got nothing to do with that reading. Bottom of the deck we have no. And be assertive. I was feeling that, but I wasn't trying to push nobody. Cause that outburst or that, that fight and that fire, I done got some good results out of that. And I was like, what did you want me to do, Spirit? Get angry? You like that? Is you been toxic, Spirit? Cause it seemed like every now and then going off on somebody, I get some $2 or $3 for it. So anyway, group 1, you have choose a direction, and I feel like that has something to do with that taking action. Group 2, you have big happy change, child. Okay, happy, cause I'm happy. Sorry. And then there is helpful people for group 3. That gives me that 6 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles vibe of support. The King of Wands attracting what it is that he need without asking for it, because he ain't even got the ego to be asking. And I do hope that it helps.